My guest this evening on Father's Day weekend, Mr. Latreal McDaniel, who has a story to tell on Father's Day, a determined dad. Stay tuned and listen.
And welcome, and welcome. Okay, we got something going on, right?
Okay. Welcome to Stewart Spotlight. My name is William Stewart Jr. and I am your host this evening. I want to thank you for tuning in to Stewart Spotlight Live. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and getting ready for the weekend. I hope everybody is well rested. But do you know what this weekend is? I'm glad you asked. This weekend is Father's Day. Father's Day weekend. Hey, so we got to give some shout out to the fathers. Matter of fact, let me put this on the screen right quick. I want to, on behalf of Stewart Spotlight, I want to wish everybody a wonderful, happy Father's Day. If you notice in the right-hand corner, it's me and my son, so I had to put his picture up there with everybody else. So, we have an exciting show this evening. We have Mr. Latreal McDaniel who's going to come on and talk about Father's Day and some of the things that he went through. So be patient with us. Do you know today is June the 14th. It is basically World Blood Donor Day. So you're supposed to give blood today, but I didn't because I don't like needles, so sorry. Also, next week is on the June 19th is Juneteenth. Juneteenth Day. Juneteenth marks the day in 1865, the announcement that all enslaved people were free, better known as the Emancipation Day and Freedom Day, that celebrated the African American freedom. That's the purpose, somewhat of the purpose of Juneteenth. Also, you know, it's that time right now that I need your support. And I want you to look at the screen, and I need your support to like, subscribe, share, and make sure you ring that bell to let everybody know that we're live. So therefore, the notification will send a signal to your devices, your cell phone, your laptop, your computer, to let everybody know that Stewart Spotlight is live on the air. Also, I'm not going to prolong this whole conversation. We're going to go into a commercial and we're going to bring our special guest on this evening. So right after this break, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
And we're back with Stewart Spotlight Podcast live. My first guest this evening, well, my only guest this evening, is Latreal McDaniel, who is a devoted father of 4 adults, 3 grandchildren, a working man, a hardworking man, and I believe he has a story to share about Father's Day. Without further ado, let's bring on Latreal McDaniels. Welcome to the show, Latreal. Your camera on? Your volume on?
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I hear you. Welcome to the show. So how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Feeling good. How about you?
I can't complain. So any plans for the Father's Day weekend?
I might go back home and see my grandkids and my kids. Other than that's pretty much it.
Okay. Where is home?
Back in Albany, Georgia.
Albany. So how far is that from you?
About 2.5, pushing 3 hours max.
Oh, okay. So do you spoil your grandchildren? I'm not sure you do.
Well, yeah, every last one of them. I can't tell them no.
So we're just going to go right into your story. Excuse me. Latreal, I believe you have a story to tell. We're going to not mention certain things because of legal aspect, but you was very determined to get custody of your kids when they were younger because of the relationship that you and your ex-wife had. So how difficult was it to obtain that custody battle?
It was real difficult. I mean, you're living in a country where there ain't many rights for fathers, especially blacks. But yeah, it was real difficult. But it was worth it. Dealing with a corrupt system, it made it even more difficult.
Now, when you're saying
but
corrupt,
that just kind of
when you're saying corrupt, break that down about what you mean by corrupt.
just not right at all. Just a widespread of wrongdoing in the political field. Police station, sheriff's department. It was just tainted, very tainted. The good officers, the one that did help me, it was hard for them to get any shine because they were overshadowed by more corrupt people with this whole situation. Me fighting for custody for my kids, but that's why it took me so long to get the custody. Different people in the on the police force, their hands were tied. Like I say, other officials were involved in this. So it's kind of like a buddy system. You can't mention this because I'm gonna mention that, so we're just gonna keep quiet. But that's what that grew my curiosity. Like the more they told me no, the more I fought.
Very determined. So now majority of the kids always are awarded to the mother. So how did you break that barrier to fight so hard just to get your kids for a single parent?
The red tape was hard, but the proof. You just gotta prove who is not the better parent, but who is the real parent. You know if that makes any sense. When you can prove you have the betterment for your kids versus the other parent, it's supposed to be easy, but in my case it wasn't. I got a lot of discrimination, a lot of negligence. I mean, it was just crazy. Like I still remember a lot of that from like yesterday. But because I knew if I had gave up, what would my kid be? So at the end of the day, it was worth every scar, and I took some scars, and I can hold them now. I can't say I'm 100% healed, but I'm pretty much here. Holding grudges. It's almost like you drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
So was there a battle between you and your ex-wife? I mean, it just didn't work out, or you just said, "Okay, I'm done with this," or did somebody else come into the play, or how did this work?
No, in life, certain things just don't work. We had been separated years. We talking probably 11 years.
Hmm.
Like I always say, things end, people change, life goes on. So definitely wasn't about that. I mean, it couldn't have ended any sooner.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so it wasn't that. There were other motives, other ulterior motives. um, like I say, when it comes to us, we were just done, and after that, it only became about my children specifically, not even the mother. So that's when I started to feel a little smoke, here and there.
Now, I'm not going to go too deep into that. I believe that something happened to your daughter.
Yeah, not just my daughter. Like I said, I got two daughters. And I got two sons. Three biological. But the other one, he's mine. I take care of him. I took him in at 2 weeks old. He's now 15. He called me dad to this day. So but yeah, it was not just only my daughter. Um, it affected all of them, but more of the physicality. Yeah, it did weigh on my oldest daughter. Yeah.
Hmm. And what about your sons?
My son, it was more of a mental battle for him to know the things he knew about the whole situation, living in the house. He couldn't say anything because threats and whoopings or whatever. Um, but I had a friend of mine. He told me, and it's funny he said this. What I'm about to say. He told me. He said, "Man, when you get custody of your kids, he said your boy Nikhil got a story to tell." I told him, I said, "Nah, it won't be him. It'll probably be my daughter." But he was right. My son was the one that really uh, began to do a lot of talking things I didn't know. So yeah, he was right about that. So yeah.
So when you was going through all this, did you have any support from your family, friends, or neighbors that really, held your back and gave you the?
Yeah, absolutely. My ex-wife, we separated. Yeah, she had my back. She had my back, front, side, but it didn't matter. Like she supported me. My mom, and I know it was difficult for my mom and my ex-wife because they were pretty close. And I found out later that they had been knowing some stuff. They just kept away from me. They kept it away from me for safety reasons. Because I'm just being honest, and I stand on this. Had I known and found out then, the United States would have been too small for any one of them to hide. And I'm just being real.
Mhm.
Uh, so they were already working on getting, DFACS, lily pad, sheriff's department, police department, and my family in Dawson, Georgia, the Perrys, the Peaks. Initially they were the one who seen the first piece of evidence of this stuff going on. Um, and I love them for that. They didn't sit on it. They didn't abide by no sneaky rules, hide this, erase that. No, they immediately called the sheriff's department. And I love them. I love them for that. Yeah, so they immediately called the sheriff's department, and that's when the investigation began to start. Yeah, so I had plenty of support. I had some friend support. Yeah, I don't have to go into names. They watching this. They know who they are. Salute to them. Uh, and I had a lot of people who didn't support me. I had a lot of people, said a lot of things, put stuff on Facebook. And believe it or not, this is the first time I ever said anything. I never said the letter A or the number one. Out of all them years I fought this case, I never said a mumbling word, not even I mean, nothing. Even when I knew I was lied on, I read the lies. I never said, "Oh, that's a lie." I just did. I just did. It was clueless.
Now,
Um,
now you said something. Not to cut you off, you said something that caught my attention. Now you said your ex-wife. So, what is this? The first ex-wife or the second?
Let me explain that. So let's just say my kid's
Okay.
mother. After we separated, that's when I began. I just pulled in close with my kids. After
Okay.
we separated, I met another lady. She lived in Albany, Georgia. Yeah, we got married some time back, and so yeah. So she's the one I'm referring to. I just don't want to say her name, but she's the one I'm referring to, and I say had my back.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
was never the kid's mom. I didn't expect her to have my back because she was on the enemy side. So she was an enemy. So I would say not necessarily enemy at that time, but she was definitely no, not playing on my side.
So now, how did this really change your life? Because now you have custody. Now you can't do some of the things that you wanted to do when you were younger, going out to clubs, or if you went to clubs and just yourself. So now you have other people that you're responsible for. So how did that really change your life back then?
Back then it put me in a sense of I'm talking about extreme isolation. Like I didn't really hang out at that point. Like I said, I was married. So she was my go-to and she had my back. I mean, she did. Uh, but that changed my life and pretty much all aspects.
Hmm.
Um, Even when, excuse me, but whenever me and my ex-wife would try to bond, let's just say that in intimacy, it was difficult mentally, to know your kids were going through all that. And I'm laying up in a nice house and going to work and, living a decent life. But at the same time, knowing my kids are suffering. But it was only so much I could do. Now I could have did it my way,
Hmm.
which I really want. But
Okay.
it's hard to catch. It's hard to touch what you can't catch. So, but yeah, I went into depression. Like I worked in the school system for a number of years. I ended up having to resign because I would miss so many days of work. Leaving out of class, going to check on my kids, going to do whatever I had to do. Yeah, so that really did affect me. I lost weight. I really went through it.
Hmm.
Um, but I had to suffer, to get my kids. So they're just a part of it.
So,
Once I'm
so
able to see my kids, they still alive. They're doing
mhm.
well. I just figured now they're doing better as a dad. I had to get that weight off me because you never think a mother, the other custodial parent, can do a parent that way with their own kids. So yeah, that had a tough weight on me. But like I say, when you see the injured begin to heal, you have no choice but to heal because I was the fighter. Uh, and I always say, sometimes you just have to put, stuff behind you and begin to heal. Even a wound gets tired of hurting, so it begins to heal. So I had no choice but to heal.
Okay.
Now I'm, oh God, I'm a lot stronger. So when I talk about it now, it's not to dwell on it. Uh, but sometimes it just comes up. Me and my kids, me and my parents, whoever, it comes up. But to say that it holds me in place, it don't. I'm hoping what I say can reach some young girl or some young boy who's out there um, is being taken advantage of.
Hmm.
My advice to them is two words: just speak, tell it. This stuff is serious. Like, and I despise it to the core, but not mean to to veer off, but yeah, that really did affect my life. Like I said, I ended up resigning. I lost a lot. I lost my house, car, my truck. I lost my reputation. Again, my job. So that's the price you pay.
Okay.
That's the
Well, Latrell, we're gonna take a little small break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about some fun times that you had with your kids, some of the things that you did that really, put a smile on your face. So just stay tuned. Just hold on. We'll be right back after this break.
price. Thanks.
And we're back with Stewart Spotlight with my guest, Latreal McDaniel. So as we was leaving break, tell us some of the good things that you did with your kids and just put a smile on your face and all that hard work that you managed to get custody of your kids really paid off, and tell us some good things.
Oh yeah, after I took them in immediately, I knew I had to realign them, but I couldn't just do it with discipline, and it had to be more love, because they had been through the worst. So just some fun time for us on the lighter end to be home. I don't care where you go. There's no better place than with your family but home.
Yes.
We cooked all the time, music, out in the yard, cookouts. I mean, we had our time where we were around the house like I was a child. Like I enjoyed it, and it felt good. We went places, we went on trips. Like I say, just to be out, just to be able to tell them, be quiet. I don't want to, just to be in father mode. So man, I cherish all them times, man. And like I said, they're all grown now, and I have 3 grandkids. So yeah, man, we had a lot of good time, man. I won't lie about that.
So have you ever took family trips, or basically just stayed at home, or so? What's some of the?
Yeah. We took a few trips. Yeah, we took quite a few trips because I knew they had to see something different. They had to see different people, and that was good for them, a change of scenery.
Right.
And when somebody been through so much like that, you can take them to the mall right up in Atlanta somewhere, and they think the world. Yeah, so yeah, man, they have some embedded memories they won't forget. I promise you that.
So now, what about school? Did they? Was it hard for them to adjust to school because you was the parent now? You the discipline. You had to take control of everything. So how did you adjust to that as well?
Yeah, it was hard for them in school. As far as because what they went through, other kids don't understand it. Kids will see trauma and they'll make fun of it. They only make fun of it because it's not them. Because if it was them, they'll want the sympathy. So name brand didn't mean nothing, but in these days and times, you have to use your head. Sending your kids to school, just any kind of way. Of course, that won't work. So I kept them dressed real nice, neat haircut. I even used to do my own daughter hair, and I got them. I mean, I taught my kids everything from monthly cycles, what you need to do. Of course, I don't have one, so I used to tell them jump on YouTube. so, yeah, it was difficult, but what made it better, I think the teachers, well, I know the teacher knows me by name. I stayed at the schools for whatever hospitals. They got sick, I took them. But you make it better by filling in the gaps. The times I couldn't make it, the times I could make it, I had no choice. It was my choice. But yeah, man, I made every time count, every possible time. I mean, yeah.
So now, with your parents, I mean, with your family members, did they used to come over as well, or was it just you and your kids? Or because I heard you say you used to do barbecues outside and activities in the house, running around the house and just having fun. So were your family involved in this as well?
Yep, sure was. So let me tell you, one of the first gathering we had, I had bought this big red truck, and my kids didn't know. At that time, I had already regained custody. I had all rights, so I was a shot caller. So I had bought this truck, and I know my family remembers. We went and got meat, the grill, all that. Went out there, got the softballs and bats. So when my kids pulled up, I said, "Y'all come on, we finna play. I got y'all the truck." They were so excited. They were like, "That's our truck." I said, "Yeah, that's y'all truck." So everybody excited. We get out there finna play baseball. So when we threw the first pitch, it started raining. So we had to, pack up the. So we had to put the grill on. We had to put the grill in my truck, and get on back home. But it turned out well, man.
Okay.
My family, they did embrace them because they needed that love. Not just only my love, they needed love from everybody. But Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, and again, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, I believe you. One of your aspiration is to write a book, The Five Foolish.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me that. So yeah, I want to explain why I call it that. Uh, I had five people that had a hand in on this. You know, when it came to my kids. Um, so the reason why I call it the five foolish is because, like, and I'm just being honest. And I'm gonna keep this respectful. And I'm gonna keep it real too. You had you had to be a fool. I mean, you're a fool anyway to touch anybody's kids, but mine, like, ain't no limit to mine. Like, this is a no limit deal when it comes to mine. You had to be a fool to think you can do this to mine and get away with it. Whether you gonna get caught either way, whether it's the streets or the courtroom, you was done. So for them to think they can do this and cover it up with the dirt they had on each other, like I don't care who had what, who knew who. The main ringleader to this situation, I believe he got sentenced somewhere to like 800 years. Yeah. Uh, yeah, he got sentenced to like 800 years, and everybody who I took down, they was incarcerated and charged, and and I'm being real. I'm gonna say this on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. There's an old rule, you don't snitch, But let me tell you something. When it comes to your children, you don't hold nothing like that. Because I mean, I could have got them, if I could have found them, but I couldn't. But at that time, the GBI was already involved, thanks to my family, the Perrys and Dawson, the Peace, all of them. My folks, my friend, my family, my ex-wife at the time. So yeah, like I say,
Okay.
the book is coming. So I already started, to be honest.
Well, I want you to make sure when that book is published, I want the first to come on this show to share some wisdom about that book.
I got you, man. I
Uh,
got you. Like I said, I'm
okay.
only I'm, I'm only putting out facts. When you put out facts, you don't have to worry about the repercussion. They may talk a little
That's
bit,
true. That's so
but
true.
you can't sue for what's true. You know.
Yes, you're right about
So,
that. So give us
yeah.
some good inspirational words for this Father's Day weekend, and give us something positive. Give us your last words for this Father's Day weekend.
To to the fathers out there who are really good fathers, there's a difference between a dad and a father.
Yes.
Uh, I feel, when we address our creator, we say father. That's the highest of the highest. A dad can make a baby, but it takes a father. We go over and beyond. And to the fathers out there, I know they have it hard. You got to do what I did. I began to put faith where I didn't even think I had faith. I just started speaking. I know they say if you speak it, you know the story, but it began to happen just the way that I said it. So that
Okay.
actually strengthened my faith. So, and like I say, we all know that men, especially black guys, we don't have as many rights as women. But if whatever you do it with the best intentions. The courtroom can say no to you all day, but but they can't say nothing when God say yes, it's time. You should get your kids, whatever. You keep doing what you're doing, and I say this: don't do nothing in spite. I mean, please don't, because that's some bad energy. Do it for the betterment of your kids, man. And like I said, just keep grinding, do what you got to do, and be patient. Just stay patient, man. It's coming to you.
All right. Well spoken words from Latreal McDaniel. I really want to appreciate you coming on the show this evening. And
Right.
feel free to come back and give us more history, especially with that book coming out. I want the first rights to come on this show so we can talk about that book. I'm holding you to it.
I got you. What color you want my autograph?
Okay, that's Latreal McDaniels. Well, thank you for coming on, and happy Father's Day to you, and have a nice weekend. All right, so that was Latreal McDaniels. I really appreciate him coming on and giving us some history about what he went through a determined dad. He was determined to get his kids, and he did it, and the rest is history. Well, we know we had a winner last week at the trivia question. And the trivia question was, what is the only number that is the same when written upside down? And the winner, it was two winners, came in 1 second, 1 second apart. The first winner is Edwardville Jr. from Gary, Indiana. And the second winner is Belinda Harris from Atlanta, Georgia. Congratulations. You will be receiving the Stewart Spotlight t-shirt within 5 to 10 business days. I want to thank you for your support, and please continue to watch, share, and make sure you tell your friends and neighbors about it. But now, it's time for that special time. Here it is.
Give the correct answer and you can be a winner of this Stewart Spotlight t-shirt, sponsored by William Stewart Jr. It's time for the trivia question. In what year did the United States declare its independence? Was it A, B, C, or D? The first person who called with the correct answer at 888-552-1944 will be the winner of the Stewart Spotlight t-shirt. Good luck.
That's something new. We just put that together. Oh, I'm proud of the team over here. All right, congratulations. Also, next week, I want you to make sure you tune in for next week. We have a very special guest for next week, Miss Madison Smith. She's going to be my guest next week. She is 20 years old, a junior at college. Leslie College, majoring in creative writing, a faithful church member, works part-time, and her desire is to write her own book. We're going to have her on the show, and let's talk about what other goals that she has. But now, it is time for Brother Lee.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Father. Just felt like saying that because it's Father's Day on this weekend, and many folks do not celebrate Father's Day for whatever reason. But I think father figures and father proteges and fathers do have a right to be celebrated. Many times we are overlooked and overtook, but it's Father's Day weekend, and we want to pray for all the many fathers that have been in their children's lives and doing the great work that a father should do, like this brother Latreal. He was determined, he was destined, and he did it. Brother Stewart, I'm so blessed to hear his story. I'm going to say a quick prayer for him. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you now and bless him and bless his life, bless his legacy, and bless those things that try to come against him, God. We ask right now that you will shun him from anything that will hurt his reputation or hurt his life, but allow him to be the father that is destined to do good for his children and his grandchildren. Oh, we thank you, God. Back to you, Stuart.
All right, Lee. Yeah, that was a very touching story because we couldn't go into more in depth about it because of legal expectation. But it was very touching when I sat with him and to talk with it. But once again, thank you, Lee.
But I heard through the pain. I heard through the pain, though.
Yes, you heard. I heard.
but he said he's doing much better, and that's what it's all about.
That's all it takes.
Healing. Why you hurting?
Lee, don't forget, I'm putting you down in July.
July.
All
right, I'll be prepared.
We're gonna talk about that youth and power.
Youth and power.
Make sure you wear like this.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you wear your T-shirt because I still have my T-shirt. So.
I'm gonna wear my I still got my jogging suit, so I got it with the logo. I got the white T-shirt with the blue logo.
No, I got the blue jean T-shirt.
Oh, you got the blue jean shirt.
Yeah, I got that one.
That's right. Yeah. The button down.
Yeah, that's it. I still have that.
All right, I remember. Yes, sir. Okay.
All right, until next week, we'll talk with you later. Have a nice one.
My hands up. All right.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching Stewart Spotlight Podcast live, and I want to wish all the fathers, once again, all the fathers a happy Father's Day. We don't get some of the recognitions as the mothers, but I want to make sure we get some kind of spotlight for the fathers for this Father's Day weekend, which is Father's Day, which is on Sunday, but we're celebrating this whole weekend. Always remember my favorite line. It's not about me. It's all about you. Oh, I have a little saying someone gave me from Luke 6:28. Bless those who curse you and pray for those who hurt you. Wow, that's pretty deep. Until next week, everybody have a nice weekend. Be safe. Good night.